The reconciliation of one is the reconciliation of all. And you will ask yourself, how can it be possible that the healing of one can help that of all? Apparently, I am me and you are you. But in the reality of consciousness, there is no separation. We are one family, one unit. What happens to one happens to all. And what happens to the collective is affecting us individually as well. So the perception whether of suffering or joy is affecting me and vice versa. So how does this happen? You belong to a family system. Your system belongs to other systems. All systems form a macro system, and all the systems of life are interconnected as a single unit. We are a totality. Everything belongs to the totality. We are a single pulsation. It is often said that nobody knows the cross that the other carries. But in reality, we are all carrying the same cross. And at the same time, we are all seeking to free it, to return to our original state of consciousness, which is love. So we are all part of a plan that is seeking to heal us all as one. Let's talk about that plan because it is important to understand where we came from and where we are going with this plan so we can flow more harmoniously with what happens to us or what happened to us in the past instead of losing ourselves in the victimization of our own perspectives about life. This content is a simplified version of the reason for your suffering and how to help you and help the plan, which is also part of an agreement that you may have forgotten, but that today I am going to help you remember. My name is Maya Ariel Sol. I am a therapist and trainer in family constellations and a life coach. If this content is of your interest to you, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, give it a like if you like it, and share it if you think it can serve others. So let's talk about the plan. We mutually agreed upon to help heal the totality with this plan. We are all souls in service. Even those beings that we perceive as perpetrators are in service. Perhaps you haven't seen it this way, but the moment they appear in the life of someone or a group or a system, they become a possibility to reconcile and change something in the present that is not aligned to love. Each of us has the choice to take what the other offers. That is to say that we can choose to accept it or not. Still, consciously or unconsciously, we say yes to different kinds of experiences without knowing what comes behind the scenes. What happens is that if we don't recognize that we are entangled with the unconscious roots of our past that haven't been resolved, these lead us to experiences of the same dysfunctional nature and, of course, to suffering. This is why it is important to understand our part in the plan so that we can play the game more consciously. When you have an issue, but you already identified the root of it, and you are working on healing it, you can consciously say no to repeat this kind of experience. But when you don't recognize your issue as something that needs reconciliation with the past, chances are you will fall again into the same repetitive pattern. There are issues that need our attention, and also they need reconciliation for them to take into a different direction. Part of the plan is to find and heal those memories of the past so that you can redirect your present. What is our process as souls in this present? Our soul is a fragment of the consciousness of the Creator, experiencing itself in a human density. What is the intention of the Creator? To take us to a higher consciousness until we reach the original highest consciousness, which is that of the Creator. And this is the process that started from the beginning of humanity. That's what we have been doing. The part that distracted us from our path was our mental separation with the consciousness of the Creator. And how did this happen? Throughout the history of humanity, we forgot that we were members of the same family, and we wanted to experience the power of one over the other. In those wars of power, things happened that created memories of abandonment, loss, betrayal, humiliation, abuse, injustice, rejection, and exclusion. And this left a mark on our genetic inheritance. These memories still pulse in all of us. The difficult experiences of the past that our ancestors experienced have created forms of survival and protection in all levels, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Our ancestors adapted to what happened to them in order to continue life. But life was already affected by the fears and pain that these memories left behind. This is why it is important to understand that these memories of the past are still present in our genetic information and that they are what limit the flow of love in our life. In order to transcend these memories, we must identify, recognize, and reconcile them. I ask you, what issues did you see in your family system that could be affecting your life today? Observe your life. How are you doing with your relationships, with your partner, with your parents, or with your children? How is the flow of your abundance and your finances? How are you doing with your health? Are you loving what you do? If you notice that there is no harmony in any of these areas of your life, these are telling you that there is something that needs reconciliation with the past. Part of the plan is to reconcile the past that affects your life and the system of life. The souls that have incarnated today on earth are working to help resolve those memories that separate us from our true source and our true consciousness. How can we help? Understanding that we are a unit and we are not separated beings, although we appear to be. When one of the pieces creates a change, the other pieces adjust to that change. In other words, if one of the pieces vibrates in harmony, the other pieces vibrate in harmony. And if one of the pieces is in conflict, the other pieces begin to vibrate in the same energy. Where are you vibrating from today? It is also important to note that as we are all working together to heal the life system, when conflict appears, embrace it. It is showing us what we need to heal, individually or collectively. This is the only way to find what we still must work on. Some need to create conflict and others to reconcile it until we all get to include and accept each other as part of the totality. The souls, before coming to earth, create soul agreements to help. When we are souls, we don't understand what it is to be in the human reality. So we enlist to come and help. How is that we enlist to come and help? When we are in the soulful state, we choose to come and help reconcile something that is not aligned with the consciousness of love. It is as if we look out of a window at the earth and say, okay, I choose to go and help heal the abuse, rejection, abandonment, whatever it is in the system of life on earth. Saying that, you need a way to get here. So we create an agreement with other souls to decide what family system to choose, what to heal, how to do it, and who they will be. Then one soul says, well, I will be the father. And another says, and I the mother. And you finally say, oh, okay, then I will be the daughter or the son. Then your parents arrive first. They leave their part until they meet. And from that encounter, you are born. Part of the agreement was that those who arrive first will work a little to resolve the issue to facilitate the way for others who arrive later. Our parents did their part to bring us here. Perhaps the steps they took to help fix the issue weren't that easy because in their time, the structure of society and beliefs were more closed and did not allow change, or because they didn't have the opportunity to access this information that you are taking today. All those rebels, the rebel souls in history, were at service of mankind, breaking with the schemes of them so that today we, the descendants, have it easier than ever in history. That is why honoring this soul agreement is relevant and giving thanks for the part our parents and our ancestors did. Another important part to be aware of is that to help resolve anything in the system of life, it is necessary for us to experience it. It sounds crazy, but in order for you to resolve that issue that causes you pain or suffering, you must go through it. Otherwise, you cannot recognize it. When something doesn't hurt us, we don't have the empathy towards that. So it is pain that moves us towards seeking for healing. And your healing becomes the fulfillment of your soul mission. When we are born to the human experience, usually we forget the plan. And as we experience life, we lose ourselves in our own perceptions of what we believe and feel to be this reality. The human form has been designed to perceive through the senses and the human heart. So we tend to get lost in suffering, in the programming of the past, in what we believe it is, and in the perceptions of this reality here. As we don't see beyond our perception, we tend to forget our true essence and the mission that we choose to help. Our childhood experiences mark our path as they become our programming for life. Therefore, it is relevant to turn to the past and review our childhood, especially if we live the experiences that left memories of pain and suffering. The memories that have not been healed from our childhood have a vibration that attracts, like a magnet, more of the same dysfunction, and of course, more of the same suffering. Can you see now that suffering was necessary as part of the plan? and that your parents were also part of the plan. We are all serving and helping each other in life, although sometimes some things may not seem like it to us. Everything that happened in the past was necessary as part of your healing process and your service to life. In other words, your parents were your channels for you to come to life and for you to serve the universal family, healing the collective soul through your own healing. From this new angle of the image, can you see maybe your parents differently? Once you understand your parents' part from this systemic angle, you can change your perception on them and on what you think they lack to give you. They gave you everything they had to give you, mainly your life. His part was to meet up and to bring you here. They did their part. Now you must do yours. To do your part, it is necessary to take a journey of self-knowledge and healing to transcend the suffering of your past, your childhood, and your ancestors. By changing your inner vibration of fear and suffering that comes from the past, we can generate a different destiny. Our experiences are a manifestation of the power of what we think and feel. If we haven't healed or reconciled the emotions and perspective of our past, we are vibrating from pain, not from love. And with that, guess what? Your power brings us all down to the same vibration. Yes, that is how powerful we are. I feel glad to be able to share this vision from this angle because now you can see that what happens to you is part of a healing process, that you can also take the responsibility and the decision to change it for yourself and for all. So this information is just a reminder of the plan you choose to participate with the purpose to recreate the peace and harmony of the divine consciousness here on earth in humanity. Your reconciliation with your past and with your ancestors is healing on a larger scale than you can imagine. Once you heal, you help us all in the system of life. This is a way for our individual unconsciousness and that of our family system to return to love. Let me ask you, are you doing your part? Family constellations is a tool that can help you identify and reconcile those unresolved memories of your past and that of your ancestors. Bert Hellinger, the founder of Family Constellations, used to say that there are only two directions, one towards life and one towards death. Which one are you choosing? And see how much you affect others with your choices. It's not only you, but everything that will continue to come, like the new generations. Inner reconciliation is an act of love with oneself and with humanity. Inclusion, balance, and respect are three easy steps to reconcile life through our own integration and healing process. So I invite you to give yourself the opportunity to constellate if you haven't already done it. There is much to do and you can help generate that change that we are seeking to make together. Let's practice a little systemic exercise to create order by honoring the destiny of the past and our process of evolution towards a new consciousness. Sounds good? So before we go to the exercise, if you are interested in delving deeper into these contents, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, give it a like and share it with whoever you consider might serve from it. If you would like to take an extra step, I do individual and group sessions online and in person. Go to mayadaridelsol.com for more information. Now, if you have in your heart the willingness to serve on another scale, the certification training is starting in October. You can take it online or on site. If you are interested, visit my website, systemichealinginstitute.com for more information. So let's do the exercise. You can begin by closing your eyes and taking a deep inhalation. Let's all inhale, exhale. Visualize the moment of the soul agreement with your parents before you got here. Visualize that you are in a dimension where each of you agreed to come and help heal an unresolved issue of the system of life here on earth. See that each of you choose a role. One of the father, one of the mother, and another of a son or daughter. Remember your agreement. What did each of you decide to come and help heal? What was their part? What was yours? Now see that they had to leave before you in order to open the path for you to come to earth. Visualize their encounter on earth and see this as your first step for you to be here today. Visualize that you were born. Their part was done. You are here. Now observe your life today. What part of what was agreed to heal has been healed? Notice what part of what you came to heal is still wounded. Is this part affecting your relationships, your abundance, your prosperity, or your health? Where are you in that healing process? How are you taking responsibility for your part? What are you doing to create a change? Now, visualize your parents in front of you and say this to them. Repeat after me. Dear parents, today I see the agreement we made. I see that your destinies were part of the process to heal something greater, the system of life. I see that my childhood experiences should be as they were. Today, I understand better. You made your part of the agreement to bring me here and to do what you could to make my way easier. Now, I take the responsibility to do my part, to heal what is and what is to come. I honor you for the part you did. It was as it was, and so it was perfect. I assume myself as an adult. I take my part to heal what is necessary for me to heal, so I can create a different destiny for me and for all. Thank you for showing me what I needed to heal. Thank you for the life that I was given. I take my life to manifest another reality. One more aligned with the consciousness of love. Now bow to your parents and to your ancestors behind them until the origin of life. And say this: I honor our soul agreement and my choice to help. I put myself at the service of love. That's it. Inhale here again. Exhale. Open your eyes and smile. It is a great blessing to know what you are doing and where you are going. Thank you for taking this path of healing. You help us all. I'm going to leave my information at the end of this video in case you want to contact me directly. Thank you for your presence, and I'm sending you infinite blessings.